The only fundamental difference I have with them is the choice of their flag bearer. And that one, I said it on and on and on. I don't believe in the party leader winning elections anymore. After 2021, my belief is 2026, UDP as a political organization is going to present a new leader, a new energy to government. The strategy can be the same. The policies and programs can be the same. The 5-point agenda, businesses can be the same. But the choice of the flag bearer. And one thing I remember, even before I enter politics, after 2021 presidential election, I think my wife can bear me witness. I told my wife, I think now Hussein should give chance to young people. I was not even thinking of coming to election. This was a day after 2021 presidential election when Ali Mubarak was declared winner. So, and my belief is reinforced when I became the National Assembly member. That now I think we need a new face to lead the party. So, and I always tell people, I have no fundamental policy differences with the party. What I have with the party is the choice of the flag bearer. And at one point that has gotten to be very irreconcilable. So that is why I left. Just 1 minute before I come to you, because on the same on the same level, I will actually ask you the same question. By the way, we're just reminding our viewers that they are watching Teledal every Friday evening. We come here and we discuss issues and trying to come up with solutions. Yeah, Menteng, you went to the National Assembly with a UDP ticket. That is correct.
Now, if you've moved from there and become part and parcel of a united movement change. If the UDP change today and not have Ousseynou Dabo as their flag bearer, have another younger person as the flag bearer, will you go back to UDP? Because you said your issue is with the flag bearer.
This is a very, very, very good question. But I think that is late. I am one of the founding members of the United Movement for Change. So to answer your question, I am committed to the ideals, the principle of United Movement for Change being recalled. Therefore, I'm not going back to the UDP.
On the same level, what are we doing as a nation that is wrong, Ibrahima? What is the government doing that is wrong and that you think your government or the government of the Gambia Democratic Congress would be able to come up with solutions to solve issues that are identified? Because I really want you to talk to Gambians about this because it's something burning. We have a lot of political parties coming, 15 almost. Okay.
What are 15?
Okay, what are we doing that is wrong? Yes. What should be done right?
Yes, technically, right. That is jaar foog ñu am njiit bu nga xam ne am na intérêt dëkk bi interest to serve the people. What we realize mooy corruption naka la nekkee at the center of the stage because tey sooy gis lu nga xam ne Gambia ñàkkut xaalis waaye amul priorité pour fu moo dugal xaalisam. That is the problem because soo bàyyi xel dëkk bi nu mu toolu ak suñ la waxee over the years millions yu nga xam ne dugg na si dëkk bi so ak lu ñëw raise from GRA obviously di nga laajte where all this money going to. So lu ma gis mooy corruption mu ngi ñoo deprive of so many development because tey corruption lu mun a affect moo bari dina affect education bi dina affect the health sector dina affect the security then the list goes on. Waaye léegi ndax gis nañ président bu nga xam ne am na di political will to fight corruption? No.
Why you start with the corruption bill?
Anti-corruption bill is passed.
Yes.
Assented.
Yes.
And lately, what I also hear is the commission itself is now established.
Yes.
And commissioners are appointed. They are coming to the National Assembly for scrutiny.
So therefore, definitely there are.
So yes, come that law is the commission.
Right.
But what I want to say is, before this commission, President I'm on all ground to make sure ne luñ jota xew yépp especially so c'était audit reports moo wane over the years obviously yow sa boppa su doon président bu nga xam ne is very serious about fighting corruption gom naa ne amoon na the needed platform to make sure ne dina fight those cases. But what we realize is all these things that have been said, it is the president mu taxaw wane ne these are mere opinions which we never expected because the National Audit Office is an audit office under the government. And we believe that them su raise a red flag Now it should be the responsibility of the government. You take up with that case. But so downplay Lulu, that means you are not concerned with what is happening in the schools. You are not concerned with what is happening in other sectors. We want that kind of president. Because the president may on Nafi Halis, Tegna it was in one of these West African countries. At the end of the day, Tegna Halis Amcho. So the president later on recall. So if you have those similar cases, you have his own money. So whilst you take up millions, the president is not willing to do what is needed on that. Obviously, we have a problem with that as GDC. Because what we believe more, when Kande is elected in 2026, what we believe more, he is going to develop a very, 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 very serious laws that are very strict to make sure at the end of the day, corruption is not going to be tolerated in his government, because we know the damage that it can cost and the sectors that it can bring down. So knowing that the future of this country is so much very important. Young people are here lacking hopes in this country. Every day they are leaving this country. At the end of the day, all the millions that are untraceable, we believe that when those millions, what is needed was done, indeed it could have been invested on the youth. But actually we are not seeing that. If you move to the other sectors like the security, it's even a problem. Imagine here when you have a problem in your own country today. For example, if you have a problem and go to Bunum police, what are they going to tell you? You need to hire a taxi so that we can go. And remember how many vehicles now are with the president on this with the people talk. If you look at this SUV that were bought during the OIC summit, imagine how much it costs the state. Is that a priority to the country? No, that is not a priority to the country. Because we have other urgent issues besides buying these SUVs for how many millions? Those issues simply tells you what are the priorities of this government. That's why I said every minister is just like a small kingdom. You are a king in your small kingdom. And that's how they run this country. Right. They are being spoiled to a certain extent. They believe that the ministry, they can act or do whatever they want. And this is what we want to stop. If you look at the educational sector, it's part of the biggest problem in this. Are we having an educational system or the educational curriculum that can address the realities that are on the ground? No, it is not. Most of the capital investment, we need other people from other countries to come and do it for us. What is stopping Gambians from doing it? Even currently, if we cannot find the needed people to do it for us, I believe at this, let us create the avenue so that these people can be sent for studies. But that too also is not done. If you go to the hospital, especially government hospital, the first reaction that you get is from the government, especially the officials. Because one, they lack faith in those public hospitals. Because knowing very well that most of them, I think the good example was set by the president when he took his mother from here to Dhaka for over 3-point-something million. How many people can afford that? Not you and I, or Sani.
But both of you, I have questions for you. Because yes, you are a young person, you are accused of being in a hurry to get all, and you want to get all now. That's the accusation given to the young people. The question I will ask you right after this break is, I maintain the National Assembly of today is different from the National Assembly of yesterday. The National Assembly today, what you are given in terms of opportunities and facilities and resources surpass every other group. I believe this is why a majority of you are rubber stamp. We will take this right after this break. We remind our viewers that you get Fix On Teledal, and this is the weekly Friday show that we have here, The Fix, and we are here to talk about solutions to the problems that surrounds us on a daily basis. We will be right back after this short break. Thank you very much. Welcome to viewers here again at Teledal, and this is the weekly Friday show, The Fix. Yeah, I mean, you guys are accused of having everything as National Assembly. When I say everything, clothing allowance, a brand new SUV. You guys have all sorts of resources. The traveling packages that come for National Assemblies today is not what they gave during the time of former President Jammeh, not what they gave to the former President Jawara, and today Barrow has actually given, to a point that some of you people are no longer even talking. Now, Are you guys too comfortable to even challenge some of the things that are surrounding the spheres of this country? Are you not ready to give back to the community or to the Gambian people to say, look, this is too much for us. Can you give back to the community or the people that we represent? What are we doing at the National Assembly?
First, I will rectify what is wrong with the question. Barrow don't give us anything. You see, there is a common adage called, you cannot give what you don't have. Barrow don't have anything to give to the Assembly. Instead, the National Assembly have the whole world to give it to Barrow. You understand? Let's rectify that. Barrow never increase our salaries. National Assemblies have the authority to increase their own salaries. 2, Barrow don't give National Assembly those cars. National Assembly allocated those cars to themselves. So let's get this point.
But there's an enactment that empowers you to do that.
Exactly.
Barrow, and that's made by you.
Exactly. Barrow cannot increase our clothing allowance. He doesn't have that
prerogative.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
You cannot give what you don't have. Okay. I will agree with you that the National Assembly is weak. And I've said this on many media platforms. We have a very weak National Assembly.
Do you?
Yes, it is a weak National Assembly because if we are not a weak National Assembly, many things could have been negotiated among the National Assembly members and we reach to a common ground. But mostly what happens in the floor of the National Assembly, what happens behind the floor of the National Assembly, the partisan tricks on governance. And all the political organizations in the National Assembly are all guilty of this. The UDP, the NPP, the Independent, everybody. That is what we need to be very, very careful. You see, when you go to the National Assembly, you should be very, very independent of whatever you do, to the best of your ability and to the best of your independence and how you think is going to impact the lives and livelihood of Gambians. But this is not what is happening in the National Assembly. So the National Assembly, anything that comes there, everybody will wear their partisan lens. And now this is good for my party, this is not good for my party. It's like everybody look at. That is why if you look at the bills that are controversial will take more time and procedures in the National Assembly before they are passed than non-controversial bills. Because why I say controversial bills? In controversial bills, now politicians will begin to spot their interest in the bill. Section 1, Section 2, okay, it doesn't affect us. Section 3, Section 8, it doesn't affect. So now it becomes controversial that during the consideration stage of the National Assembly, it got delayed. Because any section we read to, that is very controversial now. Every politician will want to support their interest in the bill, and that delayed the bill. But non-controversial bills, within the blink of an eye, they are passed. So for me to answer your question, Barrow don't give us anything. We give everything to Barrow here because the budget. That's why we are dealing with the budget recently. Everything in the budget must be passed by the National Assembly. All the allowances, all the luxuries, everything, all allocated to the office of the president, we give to the office of the president. So the office of the president, to answer your question again, this is my third time answer your question, cannot give us anything because he doesn't have it.
Thank you very much, Mentek. Ibrahima Niang, ndaw ñi dañ yakamti soxla ko léegi te soxla ko léegi te baña liggéey.
No, that cannot be possible because everything is about process and we must believe in the process. It is never wrong to have a youth as a president now. It is not wrong. But remember, when Jammeh was...
Some people said it's an empty cannon.
No, when Jammeh was president, Jammeh was 29 years old. I think so far we cannot have a president who is below 29. That's not possible. We don't have problem about young person in leadership, especially in the presidency. We don't have that problem as a country. What we have problem in this country is whether we will have somebody who put the interest of the country first before his party or before his personal interest that we have in this country. Because Jammeh was very young at that time. All the candidates that we have so far, they are almost at 40 or 50, 60, 70. Those are the 8 bracket that we have currently. So, but among this, I believe that the young people, they should also wait in, especially within the interest of the country first. Because at the end of the day, in everything that we do, it should not be about myself, but it's about what can I do to serve my own very people. But today, obviously, I cannot leave my party because what I'm being promised by another party or by another individual, at the end of the day, once where I move to doesn't serve my interest, I have to leave.
Well, you just lost your national treasurer.
Yes, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. That's why, on what basis, looking at the state of this country, do anybody have any genuine reason now to leave GDC for Barrow?
Well, he did.
What are your genuine reasons? You don't have it. Not on education, not on health sector, not on security. So the only justifiable explanation is, it is my constitutional right, which I respected. You have all right to move away from GDC to another political party. But at the end of the day, are you going there because of the president is working towards our interests or not? This is going to be the question. And because of all this that is happening today in the political landscape, it is sending a very bad signal to the young people. Because why? There is nothing that young people believe. That's why even some people will tell you that we cannot entrust the leadership of this country with young persons.
That's because we've seen examples from other
Because they are very inconsistent in what they do.
Okay.
You will have one individual who will stand firmly against his government, criticize the government constructively. The same young people, tomorrow you will wake up and say, I have moved on. To where? I have gone to Barrow.
Don't you think they've seen benefits there?
No, if it is personal, I respect it. But don't tell me it is national interest. Okay. What national interest is there? Right. So what I believe is, young people, we should believe ourselves that even in the opposition, we can contribute our quota. Because in today's meeting, or in today's gathering, obviously, if I have any idea that is different from the NPP on how they are running this country, obviously I have to say whether the president wants to take it or not. And that's what we have been doing. Remember, in 2017, when Kande visited Barrow, Kande was in opposition, and still now he is. But he has a project that he cannot execute. He decided to visit Barrow and give it to him.
Are you telling us that Kande gave Barrow a project?
Why not? Not even one, not two.
Mention one.
The electricity, it was left to Barrow, whether he will accept it or not.
What electricity?
No, he has an electricity project that he believed that will serve to the interest of the nation. But him being an opposition, he cannot execute it. He met the president and placed it before him. Now the decision was with the president, whether he's going to accept it or reject it. So that is why we said it's important, even we as opposition, because oppositions are very instrumental in any democracy, because what we contribute towards the development of the country. Our only difference is how Barrow is running the country and what we believe, or how we believe the country should be run. So this is it. But at the end of the day, we need to stick with our beliefs from our political parties. If we believe that our manifestos are far better than the way Barrow is running this country, I don't see any reason why we should jump from A, go to B. Because remember, at the end of the day, it's not only about the party leader or the executive. But even being the president, you need a good team to run a country.
To have what it takes to lead this country to prosperity, parity.
Yeah, we have everything it takes to develop a country. But to answer your first questions, we don't have money. We don't have money, and that is why you can see us raising funds online through GoFundMe.
So you guys are raising funds through GoFundMe?
Exactly. So that is telling you.
How is that?
We don't
is it coming along?
Yes, we were able to raise, I think, £10,000 within a period of one week plus. So I just want to answer your questions that we don't have that kind of money that people are speculating all over. But for our ambition, with regards to our ambition for this country is very rich. And I'm happy that Mr. Nyam mentioned, you pursue something you believe in. And for us in UMC, we are those kind of youths that pursue what we believe in. If you don't pursue what we believe, we could have joined Barrow. That's why we are starting something very fresh to establish a political organization. How difficult it is. If you can grab an opportunity in government, you better go for that opportunity before you establish. So for us, That is why, if you look at Unite, we are united for integrity, because we believe that integrity is lost and at once, especially human beings, especially young politicians. For us in UMC, nobody will be a political traffic light, as said by me. Because for us, we are starting something very new, something fresh, with no structure at all. Do you understand? And we believe, as I said, integrity is lost at once. If you lost integrity, like the Momodu Sabalis,
well, you're
mentioning, lost, and at once he will never regain his integrity in this country, no matter no matter what situation he finds himself, he will never regain his past glory. Now, we also say we are united for transformation, and lastly, equality. So these are the three basic words that the movement
but it's been long overdue. We've seen it again and again. Shifting political allegiance is not something new in Gambia.
Yeah, it's not new, but what he's trying to say, I agree with him. For me, changing political allegiance to government, the government has already failed and is failing and will fail. Why do you go there? Certainly, you went there to grab an opportunity. Because for me, let me be very honest, I think there was, at one time somebody was telling me, they were chatting with Adama Barrow, and Adama Barrow told them, I leave him for Usainu Dabo, but he likes me. If I'm in his government now, he could have made me his works minister. Imagine a young person hear that kind of thing. I could have just sneaked in.
Do you believe that?
Well, that's the person, and I know the person will not lie to me. Okay. So they understand what I'm talking about. So young people, these are the kind of opportunities that young people will rush and grab quickly. But how does that concern me? That's not my business. For me, I have potentials to be anything in this country. But why will I just soul my integrity?
Yeah, Mente, you're talking about the position of Ibrahim Silla as we speak.
It doesn't matter. I can be in the position of Ibrahim Silla in the future. I can be. So, but why will I just rush and grab it and lose my integrity in the process? This is very important. Human being, what shape you before, now and in the future is your integrity. And I said it before. Integrity is lost and at once. If you lost it, trust me, you can never regain it. No matter how beautiful, beautiful you put your words together, what projects you may do in the society, if it is lost, it is just lost. You can never regain it. Trust me.
Okay.
As politicians, and I will also tell you one thing about politicians, and I always say this. Many politicians don't have principle and memory. Let me tell you this.
Are you saying they don't have shame?
Yes.
Because that is principle and memory.
Yes. If many politicians, they don't have principle, and many politicians, they don't know what happened yesterday. Even you knock his head, he will never remember what happened yesterday. So these are the kind of young politicians, old politicians jumping from opposition to government. They have no principle. When you speak against the government, they are not doing well. They are failing, they will fail. You still go and join them. Why is your principle?
Well, I will ask you a similar question later on, and I like the fact that you come in that angle. Ibrahim, do you believe in him on the same platform? Because we watch the second vice president of the National People's Party came from GDC in the name of Dr. Sabali.
We are all part of the same problem.
Yeah. What I have to say is, we have seen many people that have joined the government, joined NPP. But at the end of the day, my bigger question always is, what have they changed in this country? When she got registered under the leadership of Dr. Ismail.
CA, yes.
Dr. Ismail.
Citizen Alliance, yes.
Yes. He has a very good manifesto.
Well, Dr. Saba, is he doctor? Why do we call people doctors who are not doctors? It's a problem.
Is Dr. Saba not a doctor?
No, it's not. Please, listen. They keep calling people doctors. They are not doctors. In this country, it's a very bad. It's so terrible.
Indeed, Doctor, he has a very rich manifesto that he was selling to the Gambian
Dr. Cisse.
Yes.
Is Dr. Cisse not a doctor too?
He's a doctor.
I think he's a doctor. But Dr. Sabal, he's not a doctor. Why do we keep calling doctor?
So obviously, you will realize that his manifesto, because I read it, because I was lucky to be among those that he gave a copy to. So I read it, and it was titled as Contract with the Gambian People. But at the end of the day, you are getting to a system that is not serious about serving the people. Indeed, you will end up becoming one of them.
Exactly.
And, we don't plan to be one of them.
Ibrahim, don't you think they come on board to contribute their quota?
No, but at the end of the day, in contributing your quota, what has changed in your life because doctor have endorsed Barrow?
And
my friend, nothing.
You see, Ibrahim, what is so bad about politicians?
So these are realities on the ground. How many people joined Barrow since 2020 or before 2021? But nothing have changed. Now, for example, the Minister of Agriculture, what have changed in the agricultural sector? What can you point to me that as a result of Dr. Sabali being the Minister of Agriculture, he has changed A, B, O, C?
There are new systems coming in the agricultural mechanization.
I'm not talking about what is coming. I'm talking about what is already there.
Okay.
What is coming, these are just mere words, which are not going to be fulfilled at the end of the day. Remember, all of them, they were like, Law wax yep su doon ne yep ngay def changes dina am waaye looy wax moo gën a yomb looy jëf. And this is what we experience here. Because why? You have a system whereby even if you are serious to bring about change, it's not a system that is going to encourage you to keep up the good work. Look at the Auditor General. He was doing a very good job for the Gambian people. At least I personally.
But it was not a National Assembly act. He was appointed.
No, but what I'm saying, he was appointed and he was doing a very good job. But at the end of the day, where they have
procedures for the removal of an Auditor General. It's not just with the blink of an eye.
We were happy with what he was doing. As far as we are concerned, he was doing a very good job. Because at least he was allowing the Gambian people to know exactly what was happening.
Ibrahim, he was not fired. He was not fired still.
Yeah?
He was just appointed another position.
No. But we know the game that was already laid before him.
Okay.
He would not have lasted even for 1 month when he accepted the ministerial position. It was a gateway for him to be kicked out.
You see,
so the only minister that is at this trying his little best can be the Minister of Higher Education. But at the end of the day, is he getting the support? No. We have so many TVET centers, but go to those TVET centers. They are just empty rooms.
Okay.
So exactly what do you want for these young people in this country?
I want us to rectify something here, Mr. Nyang.
Yes.
I want politicians and journalists to stop referencing Dr. Cisse as that beacon of youths as far as politics is concerned. You see, Dr. Cisse, they are the kind of politicians that will gather audience in a classroom, and they will go to the chalkboard. This is white. Repeat after me. This is white. Repeat after me. Until they believe people this is white. But when their interest changes, they will call the same people in the same classroom and tell them, no, this is black. Repeat after me. This is black. How dare? You made us believe it's black, it's white today. But because your interest changes, now you want to call the same people and tell them, no, this is black. Imagine. Barrow is clueless. But today you want to tell people, no, he has, you see, sometimes it's very interesting.
Now, after a long time being the head of a government, you've gained some momentum in intelligence and intellectual movement of the country. You cannot say he's actually doing...
Well, that is why he could... You see, somebody that is clueless, it's like... I don't want to go in there.
But that is what Ismail said before.
It's just unfortunate. So those people, what I just want to tell you, we don't want them to be examples of youth in politics, please. Because otherwise you insult Ibrahima, you insult me, you insult Talbi, you insult Kemo. There's quite a lot of young, brilliant persons in politics in this country, please. They don't deserve. And the other thing is, Mr. Nyang, I have seen instances where we keep calling people doctors. Why do we do this?
That is the title they present?
No, I'm sure Demba Saba will not present doctor title to anybody. Trust me, he will not.
It has document that went viral on social media showing Dr. Demba Saba.
He's not a doctor. So we have to observe very, very carefully.
You've seen that as well?
Not by way of academic training or medical doctor. We call them doctors. They can be charged for impersonation. I think we need to stop that.
I want to hear you on the same opinion. Okay, now, we are about to get to the tail end of this program, Ibrahima. If you were to be called by the government,
yes,
I said the Barrow administration, and being put in front of the whole cabinet,
yes,
what will you tell them that will benefit the country if they have to change it? And what will be your idea of development?
Basically, if I have that opportunity, I think the first call that I would make is for the president to step down.
Wouldn't that be too draconian when he is a leader for 5 years?
What?
No, to step down.
Oh, step down, okay.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Because let me tell you something. No matter how good the ministers are, if the political will is not there for the president to direct all his efforts towards meeting the needs of the people and their aspirations, forget about it. And that's exactly what
I said advise them. Now you're advising the ministers, the cabinet. You're telling them. So you said Barrow should step
that
down.
would be the best advice. Once he step down, we will not have the people like.
But they cannot step down before election.
Why not?
Because elections are in 5 years.
Why not? There is nothing that will stop Barrow, even now, from resigning. He has all right to do so.
But that's not
because
good.
remember,
Is that good for you?
Remember, once Barrow stepped down, we will not have the likes of Dr. Samate. Just imagine Dr. Samate still now as our minister, my brother.
He is the Minister of Health and he's found to be...
No, just imagine what's happened in that health sector.
What's happening in the health sector? Please share.
That's where how many people got killed. Because of what? Huh? Because low quality of medicines. And still now you have that individual as our Minister of Health, the person that stood before the National Assembly, complaining about how corrupt his own sector is. What are you telling us? How can we have that person as an administrator still now? Moving to other sectors, like fisheries. What is happening to our rivers? Huh? We are being exploited.
Right.
Now it's becoming more difficult, even in the Gambia now, to eat fish or to buy it than chicken and meat.
So
in our own country.
You just said one thing, Barrow stepped down. So when he does, that's going to...
If he stepped down, we will not have all these problems because the likes of Dr. Samate, the likes of the fisheries ministers and others, all of them will go out.
Okay.
But as long as he's there, I know those people, they are being used for political reason. It's better for these people to be turned to campaign managers, mobilizers, than serving us as ministers. Because we are not seeing the interest.
Thank you very much.
Remember what we have in this country, the river is part of it.
That's part of the natural resources.
And it is very important to us. Remember how many employment can we gain out of that? But next minute, what is happening? Look at how Chinese are exploiting us. The EU, including other contracts. And I believe that's why the National Assembly, I will even use this opportunity to engage my brother. I don't know the agreements, obviously, all the agreements that are there, but I believe for you people to summon the Minister of Fisheries, let us have all the agreements. If the agreements can be reviewed again, I think at this you should push for that.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim Anyang. We are running out of time. Under the same token, you have the opportunity to put the Barrow administration in front of you, the cabinet ministers and everyone. What would be your advice to fix any issue that you would highlight today? Honorable,
when I had an opportunity to stand before the cabinet, first I will tell Barrow to cut down his expenses. Cutting down his expenses will include some irrelevant advisors that he has. He
should reduce the advisors.
That is correct. Then number two, cabinet size should also be reduced.
What size do we have today?
I think 21, 22.
And if you have to cut it, you cut it to?
You can combine these two ministries, higher education, basic education together. You put tourism, sports together. You see, these things can go
tourism
together.
And sports. Yeah, that's
exactly.
a bit different.
You can have one minister. Whilst you have 2 or 3.
Remember, we had instead of information divided.
I am saying this for them to, cut the cost of governance. The cost of governance is too expensive, and you cannot decrease the cost of governance without regulating your cabinet. It's too much. Look, every minister. You have one or two car. But a single minister, you have only one car, which means that state will only fuel one car and maintain one car. Instead of having 21 ministers, 22 ministers times 366 cars. If you cut it down, by implication, you are going to have only 40 cars or so. So we need to think of all of that. We don't need, decreasing the cost of governance is the biggest challenge for this government.
Okay.
Opening embassies in areas that are not very relevant to Gambia, and subject your ambassadors to performance contract. Some of these ambassadors, they don't even know how to use toothbrush. Do you understand? Because you just appoint them on political basis. Do you understand? Subject all your ambassadors to performance contract. Every year you evaluate. What has this particular ambassador brought to the country? Is it scholarship? Right. Is it infrastructure? Is it helping women? Is it education? Is it health? So if you find any ambassador that is not performing, that ambassador go back home. But employing people because of their political allegiance is
so that would be your advice.
That would be my advice.
Thank you.
To decrease the cost of governance. Yeah, thank you very much.
Just we end. I want you to take just 1 minute to give your conclusive remark, and we thank you for coming to the Fix Show. Kontaan nañ torop ñu dalal la ci Teledal, and for you to come here and talk to the Gambian people on the capacity of the National Administrative Secretary of the Gambia Democratic Congress. Ibrahima Nyang, we thank you for coming. Please take that opportunity to say a goodbye to the viewers and the followers on our social platforms.
Bi ma mbay ma def ko ci Olof gana programme ba nga ñëw jé di gërëm suma broda honorable Yaya Sanyang ko tamit di la sant di la gërëm di la wax ne dëkk bi fi la tollu. And Gambia is our Gambia. Su waré baax ñun nako mëna baaxlo, su waré bon ñun tamit ci suñ loxo la nekk. Kon nak as concerned Gambians nañ xamné it is time to bring about the needed change bu nga xamné dina am impact on the life of all Gambians. And lolu nak pour mu xew Barrow has already been given 10 years, and these 10 years ñëpp gis nañ Gambians ci naka lañ suffer from all sectors, from all walks of life. Kon nak if we want to put a stop to this, des na ci suñ loxo moy ñun ñëpp nañ seet lu ñoo mëna isi together. Not only for change Barrow, but at this change the system, bu nga xamne dina mëna meet the aspirations and the need of the Gambian people. So ñun nak taxaway bobu lañ am as party, te gom nañ ne tamit suñ démé with that right mentality, inshallah dinañ am luñ soxla muy the needed change in 2026, because tegna for the NPP government it is enough, and the torturing is enough. L'union subject to Gambian people should be brought to an end in 2026, and I'm very positive about it.
Thank you very much. On the same tone, please take it to
equally, Mfalambe Ibrahima Kontona, Mr. Jallo Kontona. I'm now speaking directly to Gambians. UMC fele nata Gambia to change politics in the Gambia. Funding keolu alla ka fofele, let's come and move it together. Wato konga fanyame angare counto. Politician only political party you can organize le, you can focus alanga funding ko le ka funyoka, you nak ye register ye carte fayenye. But United Movement for Change inko funding keolo alal fanka funyokan ali register al fay ali carte fay al fay anumbe gambe funding keolo falam yamarla moma yalongo you have ambition to be a politician, a councillor, a national assembly member, or even a flag bearer of a political organization. Come and join United Movement for Change. Because United Movement for Change intolmanta na party lola to build around an individual. I can tell you, Talib Ahmed Bensouda, if he leads this party, a contested 1 or 2 elections and more win, he's not going to contest elections again. United Movement Constitution is going to be very rigid, and is going to be very, very progressive. We are not going to allow a single leader to contest election on and on and on, failing. Even we see risks and failure on the candidate, we still want to go for the candidate because he's the founding father of the party. UMC deviated from that tradition. We are going to make sure that member momo klenda flag bearati ni election contest sinya killing fula itebe dolo fula bari political party mi ko mo wil kema fula ni fembeje mo killing wa trato for sanji tanseba for sanji tanilul sanji muang, then that's a failure on the side of the followers. So UMC, we have deviated from the traditional Gambian practice. You contest election 1-2, you might win, you are going to be out. So mbe mo be content. Lastly, election o manke si content. Election is not ethnic census. We don't want to know how many Mandinkas, Fulas, Jola, Wolof live in a particular community. What we want to see is a competent person, either old or young, to be our leaders. We don't want to be like Mandinka, Fula, Surua, Wolof, Aku, Mandinka, or whatever. Election, I say again, among the country, is not ethnic census. Let's come together and choose a right candidate for our country. Thank you very much. Thank you very much,
Yaya Menten Sanyang, the representative coming from the UMC, United Movement for Change, as well as National Assembly member for Larekunda Sabiji constituency. Of course, we thank you for coming. Betentu lambe jaila bake nata Teledal B nkachata. Of course, the Fix Show ngamensoda jalok wo lokung jumalung wo jumalung. Mbe Ibrahima of course, Ibrahima Nyang tamit ñu ngi la gërëm di la santa. We thank you for coming to The Fix. This is the weekly show on Teledal. Every Friday evening we come here, we look at current and burning issues within the society, come up with solutions and come up with remedies that are, of course, of benefit to the nation. And it's called The Fix. And we thank everybody and everybody that's been following us as well, and people in the diaspora that were part of the show. And we thank you so much. We look forward to having you again, of course, on coming Friday on another fantastic episode of The Fix. We thank you for following, and we give you another appointment coming Friday. Thank you.